Hello, Chelsea fans. How are you all doing? Here we go. Live match commentary is back. Man City versus Chelsea. Oh, Jesus. I can hear myself. And Man City versus Chelsea. And we all thought, my God, we're going to get battered. But they've made... There's only two players from Man City that played against Real Madrid in midweek that are starting today. The rest of them on the bench. So if we now get battered by Man City's reserve team, it's going to be even worse. Anyway, how are you all? Hopefully you guys are all good. Hopefully you're all good. You're looking forward to Chelsea turning up to try and spoil the party. Oh, my God. The Chelsea team, just to confirm to the Chelsea teams, Kepa's back in goal. There's Fofana, Thiago Silva, Chalobah, Azpilicueta, Loftus-Cheek, Enzo, Gallagher, Hall, Sterling and Havertz. On the bench, Mendy, Koulibaly, Chukwuemeka, Madueke, Mudryk, Pulisic, Ziyech, Fofana, Felix. Chelsea team today. So, is it a back three? Is it a four? All I know is, and all I want to see, is this Chelsea team putting a level of performance that is up there, basically. That's what you want to see. So, how are you all? Come and say hello in the chat. It's open to all subscribers today. It's not just channel members, it's subscribers. The live match commentary here on the channel. And basically, hopefully, we can deliver some sort of a performance today. So, we've got around 12 minutes or so before kickoff. I'm watching the game on the Sky Sports stream, which is what I paid for. It's not illegal. I can't show it, obviously. And I'm about a minute delayed, remember. So we're going to go through the live match commentary. Hopefully Chelsea can deliver. We've got plenty of options on the bench, just like Man City, to be fair. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see the situation. But Chelsea are going to be obviously doing a guard of honour, I believe. Man City's last home game. So they won't. I'm not sure they're going to get the trophy today. They'll probably get it last game of the season away. But it's a bit of a... It's one that's going to be tough to take for all of us today because we know what it's like. We've been there 5 times, winning the Premier League. Haven't done it for a while. And you look at Man City as the benchmark now. Guardiola's built his squad and every year he goes and gets 1 or 2 to keep it fresh. We've sort of just thrown money at the problem and under Todd Bowley, and we've now got just about 87 players. So once Pochettino comes in and hopefully sorts it all out and gets the squad that he wants, that wants to play for him and wants to work hard and wants to buy into his values, then hopefully things will settle a little bit. And we look at maybe the same sort of thing, 1 or 2 to freshen things up, and then we go again. But today's the stark reality of the fact that Chelsea are way off, absolute way off on where we need to be. I'm just going to look at the Premier League table because I believe the results, the way they've gone, we can't actually finish higher than 11th. So the fixtures today, West Ham have beaten Leeds. They've beaten Leeds 3-1. Brighton are currently beating Southampton 3-1 as well. Southampton are just doomed. So that takes Brighton. Let's have a look at this table. So, as it stands, Brighton going to 6th, and they're 5 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. They could, depending on what happens the last day of the season, pinch 5th off Liverpool. It would be funny. As far as Chelsea's concerned, we've got 3 games to play. We sit in 12th place at the moment, 43 points. The highest we can get is 52 with 3 wins out of 3, and that'll take us equal with Fulham. But there'll need to be let's have a look, an 8-goal swing. But I'm not sure it's going to happen. Fulham have only got 1 game to play. Chelsea have still got 3. Obviously today, Man City. Then you've got Thursday night away at Manchester United. Then at home to Newcastle, the final day of the season. So there's still plenty to play for Chelsea. A little bit of pride. And I mean, Palace can only finish on 47. They've played 37 games. Wolves are behind us on 41. So it's down to us. We either pick ourselves up against Man City's reserve team today and, you know, get our noses in front, force them to try and bring some other players on maybe, but we'll see what happens. But Chelsea need 3 good performances to finish off what's been a woeful season, an awful season for all of us. And then we're going to go again. Now, all of us can't wait until this season finishes, to be fair. So, Woodshadow, how are you, mate? Louis, how are you, mate? What is Frank smoking? No idea whether should never manage again. Chelsea was the best thing that happened to Brighton. Yeah, I know. Stephen, how are you, mate? Thank you. I appreciate it. So today is all about the subscribers. The last 3 games will be open to all the subscribers. It won't just be members. Just to get you guys to get involved in the last week of football in the Premier League before we all take a long, well-needed summer break. And then we'll come back fighting next season, we hope. So, oh dear. Honestly, it's been an absolute shambles this year. It's been an absolute shocker. Really has. So, smash that like button for me. The more likes I get, it puts it out there to more Chelsea fans to hopefully click away from some of the nonsenses out there and come and get involved in the proper live match commentary. So, hopefully you guys are all good. We're just going to wait for the game to start. Is it a back 3? Is it a back 4? Aspie's playing. We could have the potential wing-backs of Aspie and Lewis Hall with Fofana, Chalobah and Thiago Silva as the back 3. Jane, how are you? Good to see you in. Thank you for joining. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you watched my video that I put up the other day. Just explain why I've not been about for a few weeks. It's tough to take today. It really is tough to take. Rob, how are you, mate? The reason is Sky Sports, as you can imagine, are really building up the Man City thing, and the fact that Man City won the title on the last day of the season last year by beating Villa. This time around, what they did to Real Madrid was impressive. Real Madrid were just absolute toilet. Man City just dominated them. Absolute dominated them. And I was sitting there thinking, my God, you know, I mean, let's be honest, the players that are coming in for Man City today are still quality players. So it's unreal. They're just going for the last 6 seasons where the title's been won and lost. And the 2017-18, Man City 100 points, Man United on 81. Last year was Man City, was it 93 or something? And then Liverpool was 92. Is it over yet? What the game? Yeah, I wish it was. What, are you talking about the season, Rob, or are you talking about the game? But yeah, so I believe Chelsea's on TV on Thursday, so I'll be doing the live match commentary Thursday night for Man United away. And then I'm not sure if Chelsea's on live on next Sunday. I'm not sure. Jabiru Joe, how you doing, mate? I have to say, Mr. Grealish is growing on me. I'm sort of easing my negativity towards Jack Grealish. Apart from the fact that there is one thing that will never change. He's a diver. But I'm actually thinking that, I mean, the guy puts a shift in against Real Madrid. As a home and away, to see Grealish work hard without the ball and get back in his own box and make important challenges or gets in and making important interceptions, I actually thought, do you know what? He's actually not too bad. I don't mind him. I've softened. Len says, God help us, Dave's playing at wing back. Come on, you Blues. Oh, dear. Richard, how are you, mate? Looking at Guardiola's 6 seasons. Scottish Joe, I can't wait for next season. This season was basically dead. Washington really needs to shake things up. He will do, though, hopefully. Now, of course, I won't. While I'm doing the commentary, I won't be able to read everybody's comments and read them out live. So keep posting away. Keep posting away, people. As I said, open to all subscribers. Do you think anything will come with City's charges? I mean, their changes, yeah. I mean, obviously, what I will say is if they give us a run around and it's their reserve side, then speaks volumes, doesn't it? Chelsea need to play for pride today. As I said, we got a chance of nicking 10th to finish top 10, which is ridiculous, isn't it, really? The more I think about it, the more I just laugh, because if I didn't laugh, I'd cry. But yeah, like I say, I sort of said it. Flash has scored, keep us out of Division 3. Yeah, exactly. I've sort of been saying, it's like I was just about to say there, Rob. We've had worse seasons. We've had times that have been much worse than all this, and people that have been people that basically have been Chelsea fans since Abramovich and that sort of stuff, or they just need to understand that a long time ago it was very, very different, very different. So Man City all celebrating yesterday, celebrating the fact that Forest beat the Arsenal. There's a viral video, well, there's a video on social media of the Chelsea fans when we went to the Arsenal and lost, but on the old on the train platform, where you got Arsenal fans down there and there's Chelsea fans are marching down the thingy singing "When Arsenal effed it up, when Arsenal effed it up," and that was before they did. So, Man City bench: Grealish, Rodri, Ederson, Haaland, De Bruyne, Stones. Jesus Christ. Diaz is on the bench as well. I've not even seen their starting 11 yet. Or I've heard, I had some of this sound on before I went live, and I've heard they've made a load of changes. Pad, thanks, mate. Best of luck with it. With me, I appreciate you wishing me luck, but all I'm going to do is commentate on what I'm watching in front of me. And let's be honest, for a long time, it's been absolute tosh. Absolute crap, innit? The Man City are coming out with their families. So Laporte's starting, Foden's starting, Calvin Phillips is playing. Chelsea come out first, led by Aspi, because we're going to do a guard of honour. Chelsea team looks interesting, I have to say. This will be quite humbling, and it'd be interesting to see where we are at this time next season. What's going to happen? Where are we going to find ourselves? Thanks, mate. Pado, I appreciate it. But yeah, so Chelsea are lined up, guard of honour. Mahrez, they've all got their kids, the fans, the Man City players. Walker's the captain. They've got youngsters playing. Akanji still playing. You've got Calvin Phillips playing. Foden starting. Phillips, Foden. Who else is there? That's Sergio Gomez, who's a tasty player, to say the least. Mahrez. Yeah, they're all coming out with their kids, which is nice to see, I have to say. I love it if we spoil the party. I keep thinking, I've sort of been thinking of late, at some point, Chelsea's team's going to click. I mean, I've been saying it all year, and I'll probably say it numerous times next season. But when it does click, we've got the capacity to batter somebody 4, 5, 6. I'm not saying it's going to be today. I love it to be against Man United. I love it to be against Newcastle to shut them up. But we've got the capacity to do it. And we just need to just deliver a performance today. Pep and Frank having an embrace together. So, Man City's team confirmed. Loads of changes. 9 changes from the team that started against Real Madrid. Oh, dear. Here we go. Man City's team. So, in goal, Stefan Ortega in goal. Ortega, Walker, Akanji, Laporte, and Sergio Gomez as the back four. Now, Gomez was outstanding against us in the first game this season at our place. Rico Lewis and Calvin Phillips as their 2 in midfield. Lewis and Phillips. Mahrez, Cole Palmer, and Phil Foden as the attacking 3. Palmer is a hot prospect, let's just say that. Up front, Alvarez. Man City with loads of changes. Anyway, Chelsea's team. Let's get excited. Let's get excited about it. I've got to just move my blind down. So there's a fence across from me. Next door's fence. Honestly, the sun just reflects off it. Right, Chelsea's team, picked by Mr. Lampard, is as follows. And Sky are stating that it's obviously Kepa in goal. And it's saying the defensive line is a back three. Fofana, Thiago Silva, Chalobah is the back three. Midfield 4. Aspi on the right. Loftus-Cheek and Enzo in the middle with Lewis Hall on the left-hand side. Front 3. Conor Gallagher, Kai Havertz, Raheem Sterling. For Sterling today, be a bit of a thing for him today, wouldn't it? The fact that, he's left Man City in the summer, turned up to play them today, they're champions, and he's sitting there fighting over 10th place. Bit of an eye-opener. Anyway. So, substitutes Mendy, Wardy, Pulisic, Mudryk, Ziyech. Also, Felix is not on the bench. Anyway, hold on. Just got to make sure I've got the old refreshments. We're playing Blue Moon. Blue Moon's on the screens. We all heard it the other night against Madrid. So, party time for Man City. Let's spoil it. Let's give a good performance today and spoil it. My God. So, people, this is the live match commentary here on ChelsDaft. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy it if you've never seen it before. If you have, welcome along again. But it's ball by ball. Ball by ball. Anyway, so it's Chelsea to kick off. And as we look at the TV coverage, Chelsea are kicking from right to left away from the away fans. Rico Lewis is going to kick us off for Man City. Someone tell me my timer on my clock. Reminder, they just kicked off now. So they go back, straight back to Ortega in goal, Man City. Chelsea are not even pressing, just literally just strolling into their half. It's gone out to Walker, goes back to Ortega. Man City just knocking it about their back four at the minute. Laporte to Akanji. Akanji back out to Laporte. Chelsea sort of pushed up. 10 yards inside their half. No more. Not pressing. Forcing them to try and play it. And now it's come wide and Gallagher on the left-hand side of the front three with Raheem Sterling on the right, which baffles me because Sterling always wants to play on the right. Anyway, City bring it forward. It's come out to Lewis inside to Phillips. Phillips to Gomez. Plays it to right-hand side here to Kyle Walker. Mahrez, 10 yards outside of our box. Plays the ball inside but gives the ball away. And Silva passes straight out to Havertz. Good move. Gallagher picks up loose ball. Hall up the line to Gallagher. Nutmegs Kyle Walker and plays it into the feet of Kai Havertz. The referee has pulled something back for something. What's he called back for? Offside. It was good from Chelsea, left-hand side on the halfway line. Gallagher nutmegs Kyle Walker and plays it into the feet of Havertz. He's been given offside. Anyway, Man City take the free kick quickly. They go left-hand side of centre to Laporte. 10 yards inside his own half. Being pressed now and plays it inside to Foden. Lays it off to Gomez on the left-hand side. Gomez, held up by Sterling, goes back inside to the Kanjis on the halfway line. Havertz is after him, so he goes square to Kyle Walker. Just over the halfway line inside of our half. Gallagher presses him and he goes back to Akanji. Centre circle now, Akanji. Laporte, pressed by Sterling, plays it again across to Kyle Walker. Gallagher's after him, he plays it up the line inside to Mahrez. Shut down by Hall. Inside to Calvin Phillips, plays a wide ball out wide left to Cole Palmer, up against Aspi. Goes beyond him, gets to the byline. Aspi can't catch him. Cross comes in, evades everybody, comes out far side to Mahrez, tries to turn Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall, brilliant, stands up, wins it off of him. It comes out to Calvin Phillips and his shot is deflected away by Fofana for a Man City corner. But Palmer, button up Azpilicueta, went step over and he was gone. Aspi couldn't get hold of him. He got right to the byline, put a deep cross into the back post. Chelsea half cleared it. Lewis Hall, brilliant from Lewis Hall. Not sold by the Mahrez dummy and literally just clattered him, but won the ball first. Anyway, Man City's corner. Taken by Mahrez. Left foot outswinger to the near post. Headed away by Havertz. Edge of the box. It comes out to Gomez, I think it was. Volleys it wide. Chelsea goal kick. Man City have started off quite well. Chelsea giving Man City a lot of respect here, despite all the changes. Let's just say that. Anyway, Chelsea take the goal kick short and we've impressed and nearly give the ball away. But we've done well. Loftus-Cheek rises a challenge from Phillips. He's up to halfway. Loftus-Cheek driving forward out to his left-hand side. Well done, and finds Lewis Hall. Halfway inside Man City's half. He turns inside and plays it square to Enzo. Goes to Chalobah. Forced backwards to Thiago Silva. Raking pass, wide right. Good ball out to Aspi. Collects it. It's Havertz who's made the run beyond him. Holds it up and gives it back to Aspi. Back to Havertz. Back inside to Fofana. Into the feet of Enzo. City back in defending. Fofana. Back to Silva. Has to play a ball early and does. Little 1-2. Loftus-Cheek and we're away. It's Sterling. Right hand side. Cross comes in. Sterling's looking for it. Laporte stretches and gets the ball away. They try and clear it. It comes as far as Gallagher. Shot blocked. Chelsea doing well here. Man City trying to get the ball away. Finally they do. Alvarez plays it out to Mahrez. He's over halfway. Chalobah's up against him. Gallagher supporting. Inside now to Calvin Phillips. Plays that raking ball wide left. And Aspi's got to get back there with Palmer. Palmer. Corner of the penalty box. Goes back outside. Tries to get to the ball and holds the ball up with Azpilicueta and just holds it up. Cross comes in from Gomez. Loftus-Cheek's there on the penalty spot to blast the ball away. Good move from Chelsea. Ball inside, nice little 1-2 out. And we were away and the cross come in and away by Laporte at the near post. Anyway, Man City with possession. 5 yards inside of our half. Just back inside our half to Walker. Plays it out to Lewis. Shut down by Gallagher and well done. Gallagher's forced the error. And it's a Chelsea throw-in. Just inside of our half on the left-hand side. The camera is focused on Azpilicueta, and that's because he got done. They're probably talking about the fact the lack of his legs at the moment. Anyway, Chelsea have played the ball back to Kepa. Nice little pass to Raheem Sterling, who collects it 15 yards inside of our half. And Havertz makes a run up the line in the channel. Him and Akanji. They're both sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and the referee's giving it to Man City, a free kick. But Sterling's dropping off and making himself busy. They're focused on the fact that he's won 9 major trophies with Man City, including 4 titles, and obviously he's turned up today fighting for 10th, as I told you. Anyway, Man City take the free kick quickly. They play it inside to Phillips. He's pressed by Enzo, and he goes back to Ortega. Out to Laporte. He's got his hair dyed blue, Laporte. Honestly. Akanji now. Halfway inside his own half. Raking ball over the top to Mahrez. In behind Lewis Hall. Kepa comes out. Half-hearted, but gets it eventually. And then the lino, with these rules that are created by Stevie Wonder, let's create the offside rule 10 minutes after the play's happened. Let's blow up for it. Anyway, we take it quickly, and Kepa got it. Plays it wide right to Aspi. Plays it up the line to Sterling. Under pressure from Phillips. And he goes over. The referee says play on. Man City 1-2, and Palmer's away, left-hand side. Corner of the penalty box. Aspi gets back in to hold him up. He's just standing there doing this, and Aspi standing firm, I should say. Force Man City backwards. Gomez plays it wide left to Palmer. Aspi fronts him up. He goes inside to Foden. Everyone is expecting Foden to play on the left and Palmer in the middle, but it's the other way round. Foden's playing as number 10. Anyway, Chelsea have forced Man City back to the centre circle. And then they're trying to play the ball forward, and we're doing well to step in at the minute. Enzo, Ruben, Gallagher all working hard, but Foden's found some space. He can turn 10 yards in front of our back line. He goes wide right to Mahrez. Right corner penalty box. Comes back outside of himself to Walker. Lewis Hall dived in on Mahrez. And Mahrez had a look at the referee after the ball gone just to say, was that or not? Was that a free kick or not? Lewis Hall's got to stand up. But Gallagher supported him. Gallagher got across and shut down Walker. The cross that it come in. And it went out for a corner. Gallagher's working hard. Doing very well, Conor Gallagher. Will he be at Stamford Bridge next season? I hope so. Corner, another one to Man City. Mahrez from the right-hand side. Our left-hand side. Chelsea, they're zonal marking. Cross comes in from Mahrez to right down the middle and away by Azpilicueta. Big header. Comes all the way out to whoever that was from Man City. It was Foden. 30 yards out, left foot swinger, and it goes 10 yards wide. Anyway, 8 minutes in, we've survived thus far against the reserve team. There's progress. I'm trying not to be negative. Anyway, we take the goal kick quickly and it cuts back to Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who drives up to halfway, lays it off to Hall. He's shut down, so it goes back to Chalobah. It's Chalobah on the left-hand side of the back three. Chalobah gets it back from Silva, plays it through to Enzo, back to Silva, back to Fofana, takes 1 touch, 2 touch, being pressed, has to go back to Kepa, who just side foots it. He brings it out this side to Chalobah. Chalobah, just taking his time, gives the ball away. Stupid, gives the ball away, Chalobah. City just pressed up as a unit, and he had no option really, and he waited too long to go backwards, and he loses possession. Anyway, Man City win the throw-in. They go back to halfway to Akanji. He goes square to Laporte. Havertz is the only one pressing him because the other players are 10 yards behind him. They play it out to the right-hand side. Kyle Walker has gone in, and he's caught Enzo. Enzo's down. He's caught him off the ball. He was going to be shut down, Walker, and he dived in. He didn't intentionally do it, but he's caught him. Man City have worked out to the left-hand side with Palmer and Foden, and it's gone back to Gomez. Halfway inside of our half, Chelsea players still down Enzo, and Man City sportingly put the ball out of play. Kyle Walker he's been over there with Enzo straight away. Oh yeah, so Walker goes in, and what he does, it's completely accidental. He wins the ball. He puts his foot down as he slides to win the ball. He puts his foot down about a yard or so in front of Enzo, but as he makes contact with the ball, he then lifts his foot up and he just catches Enzo on his shin. And he's really apologetic straight away. He's literally sort of stood there with him the whole time. Enzo's up and he's fine. But Lampard had a word with the fourth official. Fourth official's made a note of it. Anyway, Man City with possession. Chelsea gave their possession back after putting the ball out of play to see if Enzo was all right. Havertz has pressed to Kanji. He's gone away back to Ortega. And he launches it high to the left-hand side, looking for the run of Cole Palmer against Aspi. That's what they're focusing on at the minute. And Palmer, rangy, has beaten Aspi to the ball. But Aspi stands up, puts himself in the right position, blocks the cross, and actually wins the ball off him. We launch it forward, and Havertz sort of goes up over Walker. Referee says play on. Man City half clear it. It comes to Sterling. Lets it go out of play. Raheem. Man City's bench. Haaland and Grealish are in deep in conversation on the bench. Anyway. 11 minutes gone. Not too bad. Chelsea possession out to the left-hand side to Hall. Havertz collects it, gives it to Loftus-Cheek. Chalobah collects it to Thiago Silva. He's about 10 yards inside our own half at the minute. Bottom of the centre circle. Plays it square to Fofana. Plays the ball forward and gives the ball away to Phillips. Finds Cole Palmer. Driving forward. Poor from Fofana. Finds it into Alvarez. Alvarez scores for Man City. What an awful pass from Fofana. My God. Do you know when things are bad? Things are really bad enough as it is. But when you create your own problems, what can you do about it? Chelsea under no pressure from Man City whatsoever. Just play it from the halfway line left back position across to Thiago Silva. He plays the ball square of him across to Fofana. And he sort of stabs his pass forward, looking to play it to, I think it's Loftus-Cheek, or is it? No, it's Enzo. But he sort of mishits the pass, and he goes straight to Calvin Phillips. And Calvin Phillips, who's literally centre circle, plays it straight into the feet of Palmer. He drives forward to the edge of the what's it called? The edge of the box, the semicircle edge of the box. And he plays it to the right-hand side to Alvarez, takes one touch. He's in between Chalobah and Thiago Silva. One touch out of his feet, and he drills it the other way, the way it's came. Kepa can't get there. 1-0 Man City. Awful. Absolute awful, people. Anyway, Chelsea give it away again. Calvin Phillips is thinking, this is easy. This is like taking sweets off a kid. This is ridiculous. Anyway, Chelsea do well to press them, and it goes back to Akanji. He plays it wide right. Chelsea they go back. We force them backwards. Foden to Walker, Akanji, Laporte, into Gomez, who avoids the challenge from Azpilicueta. Palmer into the feet of Alvarez. Loose first touch from him, but he still gets in front. Gomez up against Aspi. Aspi holds him up. Level the edge of our penalty box. Man City just holding back possession. Quite happy to play a 40-yard ball back on the halfway line to Akanji. He plays it wide right. Mahrez up against Lewis Hall. Chelsea got to do better here. Much better. We're better than this. We really, really are. We're so easy to score against, honestly. Anyway, it's gone all the way back to Man City's goalkeeper. They're in no rush. Kanji, half-hearted pressure from Havertz, back to the goalkeeper. Again, half-hearted pressure from him to Laporte. Gomez up the line. Palmer with Azpilicueta up against him. Turns Aspi inside out. Plays it inside to Rico Lewis. Flicks the ball away from Gallagher to Foden. Plays it wide left to Palmer. Aspi's beat. Aspi's blowing out of his arse. Palmer turns inside for Fana to Lewis. Back heels it. Comes to Man City's player. 2 back heels. Blocked 3 times by Chelsea. Finally goes out for a corner. This is the Man City team. This is 9 players that didn't start the game against Man City. Azpilicueta's been done already by Palmer, the youngster, who's a good player. They played it into Rico Lewis, and he just back heels it. Like there's a little ball slant, and honestly, anyway, Man City take the corner short. Mahrez gets the ball back, cross it to the back post. They got a player over the back, can't get it. The ball over, and it's Alvarez, and it goes out for a Chelsea goal kick. See, what Azpilicueta needs to do, I mean, who am I to tell him, for God's sake? He's a professional footballer. He's one everything there is. But when you're playing against his Palmer dude, it all come about because Man City played the ball up the line, inside their half. They're 10 yards inside their own half, and Aspi goes to make contact with Palmer there, inside their half, and he spins him. Just stand off him. Stand off. You haven't got the pace, just stand off. Anyway, Chelsea actually get a free kick here. We play it up to Havertz, who's up against Laporte, and done well using his body strength. And we got a free kick on the halfway line. Frank doesn't look happy at all here. Doesn't look happy whatsoever. Plenty of options on the bench. Take his seat now. Ball play forward, looking for Kai Havertz. Is a poor ball. Gone straight through to the goalkeeper. Frank looks like... I love Frank Lampard. I always will. He looks like a manager who knows that there's so much crap there and he can't fix it. And the only one that can do it is like a taskmaster. We had it with Conte. We had it with Mourinho. Ancelotti. We're going to get it with Pochettino. And I can't wait. Anyway, Chelsea have won back possession inside our own half. Nice little interplay between Enzo and Loftus-Cheek in the back 4 or back 3. And then Enzo's being pressed by 2 Man City players. He sort of dribbled around them, claiming the throw-in. They're good at Man City's way, and Enzo's laughing at the referee. Anyway, Man City have got the ball. They're about 15 yards inside their own half. Left-hand side of centre, Laporte plays it to Akanji, and he goes wide right to Kyle Walker. Man City's starting positions are just like they play off for players. Kai Havertz just caught someone now. They just played the ball inside to Calvin Phillips, and Havertz went diving in. Phillips is fine. I don't think he got booked, Havertz, but Havertz caught him. And what's happening here now? They're all applauding. Someone's coming off. Havertz is booked. Man City players coming off, I think. Havertz was very late. He missed the ball totally. And he knew it. He's got booked for it. The Man City players were standing up and applauding. Did someone go off? I'm not sure. Anyway, Man City crowd, I should say. Man City take the free kick into Rico Lewis, and he plays it square to Foden, who's playing as that number 10, sort of free in the middle, in the De Bruyne role, moving about everywhere. Anyway, Chelsea do well to force them backwards. Akanji into feet of Gomez, who loses the ball. Sterling loses, he runs at their defence and loses it, but Enzo picks up the loose ball and plays it wide right to Sterling up the line. Akanji comes across to meet him and sees it out of play. It's literally, they're cheering for De Bruyne. Okay. And they're about 5 yards away from their own corner flag, Man City, and it's a throw into them, but they've stolen 10 yards straight away. Man City throw him. Play it inside square. Fofana does well. Chelsea pick up loose ball. The referee's given a free kick. Fofana went up with, who'd he catch? Alvarez. He's caught Alvarez on his ankle. Alvarez has got a sore one. Fofana won the ball, but I think he went through the player at the same time. Oh no, Alvarez has kicked the bottom of his boot. That's what it was. Just showing the goal again. Loose pass from Fofana. It really was. Awful pass. Shocking pull from Fofana. Really, really was. Striker that Alvarez, I have to say. Anyway, we cut back to coverage, live coverage, and Man City's got the ball on the halfway line. Phillips back to Akanji. Back to Phillips, 10 yards inside his own half. Plays it wide left to Palmer. Aspi goes to make contact again. This time he goes backwards. Anyway, Chelsea actually do well to win back possession. Fofana plays it wide right. Coverage is still looking at Alvarez, for God's sake. Fofana. Thiago Silva, just outside the D. Plays it to Chalobah, being pressed, and plays it inside to Lewis Hall. Loose first touch, but good second one. Inside to Silva. Man City pressing. Chalobah plays a risky ball across the penalty box, and Fofana gets away with it. Aspi, frightened up by Gomez and Palmer. Back to Fofana. Get rid of it, and he launches up the line. Gives it away. But they give it straight back to Aspi. Back to Fofana. His passing's got to be better for Fofana. It's awful so far. Kepa to Thiago Silva. Wide left to Chalobah. Ball inside to Gallagher, but Rico Lewis steps in and wins it. And Man City's got the ball back. Kyle Walker. Chelsea can't get anything strung together. Anything at all here. Play two in wingers, Mudryk and Madueke, and go for this game. Just don't give too much respect to your opposition. Just focus on what you're doing. Play to your team's strengths, and we don't. That's the problem we've got. We haven't got no strengths. Can't play to anything. Anyway, Kepa launched the ball up over Havertz's head. Walker wins the header, plays it forward, and Lewis Hall tries to kick the ball in play. It doesn't. It goes out of play. It's a Man City throw-in on the halfway line. Left-hand side. Our left, there, right, I should say. Mahrez and Walker taking their time, as you imagine. Lampard on the touchline, deep in conversation with Joe Edwards. He's calling Loftus Cheek here. Anyway. City throwing. Walker finds Mahrez, who's went inside. Rico Lewis, tackled by Enzo. Enzo wins it and gives it to Havertz. Right in front of the benches. Plays it square to Gallagher. Under pressure from 5 City players. Do well, Chelsea. They've done well to keep hold of possession. Lewis Hall goes straight back to Kepa. Kepa. Right inside of his penalty spot with the ball at his feet. City just pushed up to the edge of the box. Kepa gets out of his feet and launches it up to halfway. Gallagher can't win it. Free header for Man City. They find Mahrez. Come inside from the right-hand side, Mahrez. He's dead centre. Just holds it up and gives it to Calvin Phillips, who plays it wide right to Kyle Walker. Back to the halfway line to Akanji. Chelsea, just everyone behind the ball. Playing it through to Rico Lewis, shut down by Thiago Silva. Comes out to Calvin Phillips, who collects it and plays it wide left to Gomez. Back to Akanji. Inside to Calvin Phillips, I think it is. Now wide right to Mahrez. 10 yards inside their own half. City. Chelsea press in. They go back to the goalkeeper. Man City to Ortega. Pressed by Kai Havertz. Plays it to Kanji. Havertz still working hard to shut him down. They're just playing a little keep ball at the minute. So Havertz gives up the press. Chelsea backed off. 10 yards off them. Laporte can come forward with the ball. Right inside the centre. Pressed by Gallagher is Akanji. Goes to Laporte. Laporte collects it. Strolls 10 yards forwards and plays a free ball to Foden. He's got time to turn and take a touch, and he finds Lewis. Back to Foden. Got a man on the left-hand side. It's Gomez who's forward. Gomez. Shot comes in. Cleared away by Chalobah. And then, who's that? Who's got a push in the back? Loftus-Cheek's got a push in the back from Phil Foden. And you, Jane, and you. Pete, you're right, mate. We can't string it along. We're playing like I feel. Exactly, we are. Playing awful, to be fair. Absolute awful. It was Palmer with the shot. Going wide. Anyway, Chelsea possession launched up towards Sterling, who's beaten to the ball by Laporte. Easy. And Man City win it back again and just play nice, simple balls. Little 10-yard passes. Gone backwards. They're not afraid to go backwards to go forward. Now Foden collects on the centre circle. Takes 4 touches before someone makes contact with him. And he goes wide left now to Gomez. I think it's Laporte, in fact. Foden. Back to Akanji. Chelsea push up to press. Walker shut down by Gallagher. So Walker goes back to the goalkeeper. There's no drama from City. You know, you press us, we just go backwards. Just play away from you. Goalkeeper under pressure. Drills the ball to the right-hand side and Mahrez collects it. Lays it off to Foden. Goes one more to Gomez. Wide right is Palmer. Wide left, sorry. Aspi up against Palmer. Palmer, ball inside. Can only find Thiago Silva. Well read. Clears it away. City halfway inside of our half. Wide left here. Our right-hand side, their left-hand side. Palmer. Back inside to Calvin Phillips. Looking for an option. Goes 1-2 with Gomez. Wide left to Palmer. Back to Laporte. Chelsea walking out. Back to Akanji. Chelsea sort of push up to press but half-hearted. Foden up against Loftus-Cheek. Wide right to Walker. Bottom of the centre circle inside their own half. Akanji. Wide left to Laporte. Gomez on inside. Gets the ball from Palmer. Palmer spins off against Aspi. Aspi dives in and wins the ball this time. Got Gareth Southgate watching the game. The English contingent. Foden being one of them. Anyway, Foden collects the ball. Up against Loftus-Cheek. Gives it back to Laporte. Gets it back and moves for it into space. Now finds Gomez. Halfway inside of our half. Foden, dead centre. Wide right. Mahrez. Walker goes on the overlap. Mahrez holds the ball up. Comes out on his left foot. Turns Lewis Hall. Does well. Doesn't dive in Hall. Makes him go backwards. Well done, Lewis Hall. Backwards to Akanji. City with possession with the ball. On this right-hand side now. Chelsea sort of line astern. All the City fans doing the Poznan. And the camera goes away from the coverage to look at Man City's fans. I can't tell what's happening in the game because Sky's biased coverage is just shocking. Anyway, Calvin Phillips plays it from right to left, looking for a ball wide left, but Aspi wins the first header. Sterling wins the second. Enzo collects the ball. Chelsea coming forward into the feet of Kai Havertz, holds the ball up brilliantly well, turns away from Calvin Phillips and finds Lewis Hall left-hand side. Hall up against Walker, feints to cross it, steps inside and goes backwards to Chalobah. Loftus-Cheek collects it, plays it to Hall again. Just tries to play a little ball outside of his foot to Gallagher. Gives it straight to Mahrez. And Palmer's got the ball on the halfway line again. Palmer up against Aspi. Just holds it up. Plays it inside to Rico Lewis. Lewis. Back to Gomez. Lewis, who just moved into space between Chelsea's players and collects it. Draws a challenge in and lays it off to Carl Walker. Back inside to Akanji. centre circle, plays it wide right to Mahrez. Up against Hall, 1-on-1. Comes inside him, but Hall does well to win it back. Well done, Lewis Hall. Chelsea with Loftus-Cheek. 1-2 with Havertz. And then Kyle Walker steps in and just wins the ball back. It's like a training game, but Chelsea are awful. Absolutely awful here. Man City just toying with Chelsea at the minute. Someone's fell over the ball at their feet, and we come away with it. Kai Havertz, referees does well to say play on. Havertz, Sterling makes a run. Enzo as well. Sterling comes inside into trouble and gives the ball. He's done well against Rico Lewis, but ball deflects off him straight to Mahrez, and Foden collects it. In fact, Gomez collects it, I should say. Holds the ball up as Chelsea filter back into their defensive shape. He's 10 yards inside his own half at the minute. And now Calvin Phillips, bottom of the centre circle. Mahrez is Alvarez makes a run in behind, collects it. First touch, dearie me. Looks to lob Kepa. Second touch goes just wide. It's Foden, just wide. His right foot isn't the strongest. Only just looks. You can see him look at Calvin Phillips, who collects it, does that, and just goes. And they play the ball over the top to him. And his first touch, his left foot is brilliant. His right foot is just, the ball goes about a foot wide. But Kepa was beaten. Anyway, Chelsea with their goal kick taken short. And quickly to Thiago Silva. Asking for a pass, Silva. He's doing this to the players. And he's had to go right-hand side to Fofana. To Aspi. Back to Fofana. Plays it to Thiago Silva. Level with the penalty spot. Left-hand side of it, Silva. City pushed up to the edge of our box, but not pressing, so it's gone back to Kepa. Chalobah. Thiago Silva. Havertz drops deep to get the ball, given a little shove after it by Calvin Phillips. And then Thiago Silva finds Alvarez, but does well to make up for his loose ball by winning the ball back straight away. Enzo. Wide right is Aspi. Halfway inside of our half. Ball inside from Aspi to Havertz, who drops off and does well to win it. Gives it to Thiago Silva. Plays it left-hand side of himself to Chalobah. Chalobah to Loftus-Cheek. Shut down. So goes back to Silva. Little ball round the corner to Enzo. Flicks it to the right-hand side away from Palmer to Fofana. Enzo, halfway line. Plays a good ball right to left. Looking for the runner, Lewis Hall. He's going to collect it by the corner flag, and he does. Walker comes across, no challenge, just stands there, asking him to play, and he does. Little 1-2s, then Chalobah, Enzo, ball over the top, looking for a run. We got one from Sterling. He tried to lay it off into the path of Kai Havertz, but it's offside, Sterling. Good ball over the top from Enzo, though. Collects the ball from Chalobah, about 30 yards from goal. Little dink ball over the top, but Sterling went too far, too early from Kyle Walker, and it's offside. Anyway, Man City with the ball. The cameras just focus on Man City subs, all laughing with each other and joking. It's such biased coverage. It really is. It was like it with Liverpool. It's like it with Man City. Man City's goalkeeper's just miskicked it, but Man City do well to win it back and then go back to him. So he's got another chance. He plays it wide left to Gomez, who's got acres, and he steps up to halfway line. Chelsea backing off. Foden steps across, gives him the ball, gives it to him. Plays it back inside to Calvin Phillips, halfway line. Just outside the centre circle on the left-hand side of it. Back to Akanji, to Walker, loose first touch. It wins it off of Sterling, but Lewis Hall does well to win it off of Mahrez. He's doing well, Lewis Hall, again. And then Sterling does well up against Alvarez. So Silva avoids the challenge. Then eventually we go back to the goalkeeper, Kepa, through Chalobah. Chalobah gets it back. Plays it back to Kepa, being pressed and shut down by Alvarez. Back to Chalobah, and now he controls it and launches it up 30 yards forward to Sterling. Does well to win the header, free header to Lewis Hall. Trying to turn Mahrez. Steps away from him, then gets fouled. He doesn't like respect. You know, he doesn't respect some word I'm looking for. You know what I mean. Lewis Hall just plays football. He plays up against who he's playing against. He doesn't think, oh my God, it's Mahrez. He just thinks, you know, Chelsea. Whoever runs Chelsea's social media account needs shooting. Anyway, searching for an equaliser they've just put up. My God. Anyway, Chelsea play the ball forward and it comes literally first time ball out to Aspu. Does well to keep it in play and goes back to Fofana. Enzo, bottom of the centre circle. First time ball to Havertz and Sterling's through. Through on goal, Sterling. Shoots, goalkeeper makes a save. Low down to his left-hand side. Big chance for Sterling. Good save from the keeper. Sterling should have scored. Played in on that left-hand channel from... Great ball from Havertz. First time. Sterling's away. Akanji can't get there. The goalkeeper comes out and does sort of that. Sticks his leg out. And it's his leg. It's literally just blocks the shot and he gets up and falls on the ball, the goalkeeper. Big chance for Chelsea. Chelsea won back possession high from Man City and we've been fouled. Who was it? Fofana pushed right up. Has actually won the ball off Kyle Walker halfway inside their half and Chelsea have got a free kick in a good position. Whether or not we can do wonders with it is another thing. Put me light on for a little bit of colour. I look a bit washed out. Need a tan. Need to go away. Anyway, so Chelsea free kick is about 30 yards out. Enzo's over it. Lining it all up. Thiago Silva is being blocked by Mahrez as he walks into the box and Silva just gives him a shove. Silva, Chalobah are there. Enzo is 25 yards out. Enzo plays it to the back post. Silva gets there, but the ball goes out of play. Wasted free kick. Silva sort of looks as if to say, my God. So Enzo takes a free kick and he plays it straight out of play. It bounces about 3 yards from the byline. The Lampard then was just looking at the stats on the screen or whatever they're looking at. Anyway, Man City take the goal kick short. Goes to Laporte, being shut down, so goes back to Ortega in goal. Ortega finds Akanji. Akanji plays it wide left and out of play. Chelsea do well with the press. Well done. Gallagher takes the throw. They've swapped sides, Gallagher and Sterling. Into the feet of Havertz. Plays it wide left to Hall. Corner of the penalty box. Hall puts across towards the back post. Gallagher, he's at the post. He's at the post of the goalkeeper. Hall. 1-2s. He's gone down inside the box. It comes out left-hand side of the penalty box to Raheem Sterling. Tries to get a cross in towards the back post. Blocked off by Phillips. Gets to the byline. Cross comes in. Can only find Kyle Walker. And he blasts the ball away. But it's deflected and finds Chalobah. Chelsea doing well with good pressure and possession here. Silva back to the halfway line. Being pressed, though, by Alvarez. Has to go back to Kepa. I think we hit the post through Conor Gallagher. Back post. Good header. Anyway, Kepa launches it forward. Chelsea showing some attacking threat. Anyway, they deal with the goal kick coming forward. Kanji collects it. Lays it forward to Alvarez. Lays it off to Foden. Yeah, Hall collects it. Plays a good cross to the back post. And Conor Gallagher, is the goalkeeper saved it again. The goalkeeper made the save. He made a good save again, the goalkeeper. 2 saves in the last 5 minutes from Chelsea. Anyway, possession comes back to Kai Havertz, wide right. Collects it, plays a raking ball from right to left to Lewis Hall. Brings it down, good first touch. Plays it inside to Loftus-Cheek, 25 yards from goal. Hall goes up the line, ball played inside. Walker gets across, shoves Hall. At the same time, Hall's about to cross it. It comes off Lewis Hall and goes out for a Man City goal kick. Lampard's asking for more of the same. Chelsea better. Now Sterling's come over to the left-hand side where he wants to play. It's better from us. Much better. Anyway, Laporte with the ball. 10 yards outside his own half. Plays it square to Akanji. Akanji to Walker. Chelsea sort of filtering across to shut him down. So he goes back to the goalkeeper. Who's right-hand side of his penalty box. And he plays it left-footed or right-footed out to left-hand side to Laporte. Being shut down by Enzo. Into Calvin Phillips, shut down by Loftus-Cheek. Back to the goalkeeper. Chelsea doing well here, being a bit more positive. Goalkeeper plays a good ball wide left, to be fair, to Gomez. Halfway inside his own half. Ball inside to Phillips. Long ball over the top, looking for a run. The run's from Alvarez, who can't keep it in play. Chelsea goal kick about halfway inside of our half. Also, Gallagher's header hit the post first, then the goalkeeper. Unlucky, Gallagher. Unlucky. Good cross from Lewis Hall as well. Anyway. Typical, the deflection off the post and the keeper goes straight to a Man City player. Anyway, their possession comes all the way to Kepa, who plays the ball up towards halfway. Sterling can't hold it up, but Loftus-Cheek's going to win second ball, and he does, against Lewis. Back to Chalobah. Back to Kepa. Alvarez after him. He's got to get rid of it. He does. Wide right to Aspi. Aspi can't win it against Palmer. Phillips. Aspi just fouled Palmer. Mate. Man City got a free kick wide left. It's about 20 yards from goal. He's no oil painting that Palmer, is he? My God. Won't be appearing on any magazines. Let's just say that. Right, Man City got a free kick. Chelsea organising. Holding the line. Foden's over it. Cross comes in. Near post away by Aspi. Out of play. About 5 yards further back from Man City to throw him. Chelsea got to do better. 2 good chances. Didn't take them. And based on chances in the first half, we're on a level playing field, I'd say. Anyway, Chelsea doing well as a unit to press it. And we've gone back. Man City had to go back to the goalkeeper. And they play a loose pass from the goalkeeper to a Kanji, but Chelsea can't pick up the loose ball. Anyway, Phillips, Laporte, halfway line Foden, being pressed by Fofana, so lays it off to Laporte. Laporte's got Gomez on his outside. Palmer, in fact. Gomez has come inside. Chelsea do well to hold him up. Back to Phillips, back to Akanji. Bottom of the centre circle. Has it wide right to Kyle Walker. Walker. Sterling's up against him. Just walking across Sterling. Not pressing him. So Kyle Walker decides to go 10 yards further back. Then think about it. And he's gone back to the goalkeeper. Laporte. Pressed by Gallagher. And then there's nobody supporting Gallagher who's livid with it. And Gomez can come up to halfway. Chelsea just walking. Gomez. Inside to Foden, who's got acres of space to collect it, turn and play a ball wide right to Riyad Mahrez, who can't keep it in play. But Chelsea just walking, labouring, just walking back. And they just... I know it's not exactly an important game, but my God. Guardiola is on his sideline, going mad at his players. But just being lapsed with possession. Anyway, Chalobah. Ball up looking for Havertz. Akanji beats him. And then Calvin Phillips or Rico Lewis wins second ball and goes square to Gomez. Gomez, 30 yards from goal. Held up, so goes wide right to Palmer. This time Aspi steps in and wins it off of him. But Palmer picks up loose ball on the halfway line. Chelsea back off again. Phillips collects it. Chelsea just sitting there 10 yards off him. Akanji, now Havertz goes into Rico Lewis. Then Loftus-Cheek goes and forces him backwards to Laporte. But as the ball goes backwards, Chelsea give up chasing it and stand 10 yards in their half and just stand there. So Laporte takes 4 touches. Then he goes to Akanji. Akanji plays it into the feet of Rico Lewis, who avoids the challenge, got caught by Chalobah. But Man City win the ball with Foden and go back to Laporte. Referees noted it. Chalobah will get booked for that. Laporte. Bottom of the centre circle is Akanji. Rico Lewis, ball inside to Phillips. Turns away from the challenge from Enzo. Out to Laporte. Laporte strides forward halfway inside of our half with no challenge. Left-hand side Palmer trying to beat Aspi. Aspi's wise to it now. Aspi's shouting the referee about something being a foul, but never mind. Anyway, Man City throw him. So Chalobah didn't get booked. Plays continued after the throw-in. Akanji, 10 yards inside of our half. Wide left is Laporte. Chelsea have one behind the ball. There's a run in behind us, Alvarez. Left-hand side In between Fofana and Azpi, collects it, byline. Plays it wide left to go forward. Phillips, edge of the penalty box, shoots wide right. But Alvarez are making the runs, but Chelsea are doing well defensively with their line at the minute. But Chelsea's got, I mean, the person who's pressing the most is Kai Havertz. There was an example a minute ago. I said it there. Gallagher goes to press, and when they play around him, he looks for support. There's no one there, and he's livid, Gallagher. Chelsea playing out from the back, and we've given the ball away straight away. Just giving it away halfway inside our own half. Stupid ball. Passing is shocking at times. Anyway, Man City just playing with us. Just go back to Laporte. Bottom of the centre circle, inside his own half. Go square to Akanji. Inside to Foden, who's just playing the De Bruyne free roll. Laporte, centre circle. Foden. Back to Akanji. Centre circle. Ball inside. And it's Foden coming forward now. Mahrez, he's got to walk on the overlap. He comes back on his left-hand side. Cross comes in. Easy for Kepa to collect it. And he does. Imagine if their first team was playing, we'll be about 8 down by now. Chelsea just they're just going through the motions. It really is. I'm not being funny, but like if you're a player in any walk of life, you're paid to do a job. Do your job. If you don't do your job well, expect to, rollicking, expect warnings, expect all sorts. But these players are like, the season's done. You think they want to put on a show because, if Pochettino's coming in, he needs to be looking at these type of performances. And these performances could dictate his mindset on who's got a future and who hasn't. So how on earth, as a professional football player who's paid an absolute fucking fortune, you can't lift yourself for a game like this? Is a joke to me. It's an absolute joke. Guardiola is on the side of the pitch demanding more from his team. He's demanding much more from him. He doesn't look happy at all, Guardiola. Anyway, Chelsea, centre circle with Enzo. Plays it wide left to Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall, out of his feet, looking for a run. He had one of Havertz, but he was covered off by 2 defenders. So goes back inside to Loftus-Cheek. Back to Hall. Chalobah. Wide right to Fofana. Right hand side of centre, 35 yards from goal. Ball inside to Enzo. Loose first touch. He's caught late by Calvin Phillips. Referee's given a free kick. It's about 25 yards from goal. It was actually Laporte that came out to challenge him. It's about 20 yards out, I'd say. Good position for us for a free kick here. Very good opportunity here. Direct as well. Who's over it? Havertz is over it. Enzo's over it. No, Lewis Hall's over it. Is that Hall? No, Havertz and Enzo. It's level with the Thiago Silva's organising. Looks like Havertz is going to take it. So the width, it's just outside the post. That's the width of it on the right-hand side of centre. Who's having it? Havertz strikes it straight at the wall. Deflects down. Sterling tries to get the ball's prodded out of play by Rico Lewis. Last minute. Anyway, Chelsea have got a corner. Free kick from Havertz. Straight into the wall. Laporte heads it, literally. Anyway, Chelsea corner. Going to be taken by Hall. Is going to take it. Left foot in swinger from the right-hand side. 2 arms aloft. Cross comes in from Hall. And Man City and Chelsea sort of deal with it. Deflects off a player. Goes out of play. Referee blows up and says half time. Can I just say, I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this. It's not easy to commentate on. I got to say that it's like a dead rubber, they call it. But I mean, Chelsea have had 2 good chances in the game. One, Raheem Sterling didn't take it. Good save from the goalkeeper. And the second one was a header at the back post from Conor Gallagher, who, to be fair, the ball's in front of him. So as it comes over to him, he's just outside the edge of the 6-yard box on the right-hand side of it, and he tries to guide it down as he's running forward. He gets something on it, and it hits the post. And as the goalkeeper comes over, comes off the post, off of him, and bounces straight to a Man City player. So we've had, when we've shown a little bit of enterprise and a willingness to go forward, as a collective, we've actually done all right. But like I say, the pass has been woeful. The goal came from Fofana, who just like prodded his pass forward, like stabbed it forward. And it was almost like it come off his ankle, not his foot. And he just went straight through to bloody, what's his face? Phillips, who finds Palmer, who plays it inside or wherever it was. And then you've got Alvarez, who's got the know-how to just find that position inside, in the middle of 2 centre-backs, takes a touch, out of his feet, bottom left corner from the right-hand side of the penalty box. So it's difficult. It is difficult to comment on when, like I said, you look at these players and you're thinking, no, Pochettino's probably watching this game thinking, is there anybody that I need to be, that I'm thinking that wouldn't primarily be in my squad next season that could force me to have a bit of a change of heart on them. And you look at it and think, no, because it's a dead rubber for us. We can get 10th. We can finish inside the top 10 if results go our way. But we got this today. Man City's reserve team are beating us. We got Man United who are fighting to finish as high as possible. And then we got Newcastle who are fighting United. So the next 2 games after this are going to be, it's not dead rubbers. These teams have got things to play for. We got pride to play for, and we're not even doing that. And that is what's the real frustrating thing for me. But, anyway, people, post your comments. So I'm going to read some of them that have been put on already. So Pete said during the commentary, can't string 2 or 3 passes together. Change it, bring on wingers and go long. We can't pass around them. Exactly. Rob says it could be worse. Could be worse though, mate's got a season ticket at Spurs. Woodcheddar says, I terminated my sports room service a few weeks ago. No point paying a fortune to be angry, disappointed every day. Nicholas says no contest. Pete says, oh my God, Sterling. Havertz and Gallagher are the only ones pressing. Terry, hard to watch. Lots of players just standing around walking. Exactly. Woodcheddar, it's called self-sabotage. Pete says, cut their money by half. Yeah, pay by performance. Have you given an average performance? There's your average wage for a week. Jane, just looked at some of our player stats. Don't think they've even touched the ball. Why no subs? You tell me. I haven't got a clue, Jane, to be fair. Pete says, strangely, we've actually improved, but without trying too hard. Based on those chances we created. Rob, well, that was hard watch, but you're doing a great job. I really appreciate that. Rob says, what about pride for the shirt? Exactly. Jane says, think about how Lampard is feeling. I know, he's sitting there thinking, God, Jesus. And I sort of said this with I said it with my video the other day. 3 different managers can't get performance out of this lot. So they've all got to be broken up. Get the bad eggs out. We said before, a lot of people thought the bad eggs were Rudiger and Jorginho. Let's be honest. They've both gone and it's still bad. So, anyway. Paul says, takes me back to the 80s. Len, the Arsenal can't win it anymore. It's done. They can't get enough points on the last game of the season. Dale, how are you, mate? Good to see you in. Eventually. Oh, dear. So, I mean, you've got the Sky Sports half-time show with Roy Keane, Micah Richards and Jamie Redknapp. They've dug him up. It's just, It's like I'm saying, to me, it's you've got Pochettino coming in. He's got a view already of his the squad that he wants, the players that he wants. So if you want to play for this football club, then you want to do everything you can to give a performance, even if those around you are not. It's on you to give a performance that makes people sit up and take notice of the fact that you're giving everything. Because there's one thing about football fans, and I'm talking about, I'm talking generally about football fans. You can deal with your team losing a game of football if you gave everything. If your players gave everything and it just wasn't enough because the other team's superior or whatever, or the other team were lucky, or it went against you. But you can deal with it and accept it if your team, if you feel as though when that team walks off the pitch, they've given everything for you and the shirt. And that's got to be the number one thing out of all this. The number one thing you want is a player to walk on that football pitch and not walk on the pitch because they're being paid a fucking fortune, but because they want this, because they care about what this is. And that's what you want. So when people are being paid an absolute fortune and are just dog shit, then fuck them off, basically. I'm getting the amp when I'm talking. I'm swearing now. I don't normally do that. But it's just, you either, and this is the thing, I put it on my video. I don't know if you guys have all watched my video, but Pochettino, his mantra when it comes to players signing for a football club is you sign a contract with the football club to come here and train. Not to play, to train. And then by what you do in training, you'll then be given an option, or if you train hard enough and well enough, you'll be given a chance to play in the first team. And that's what it's all about. You sign a contract to come to this football club only to train. And then what you do in training will then either give you the opportunity to play in this first team. And I think that's brilliant. And I think that's such a good way of dealing with it. It's not literally, here's a massive fortune, you're going to be paid all this, and this. Just turn up and play, put the shirt on. Now, another point I want to make here, I'm going a bit of a rant and I do apologise. Another point I want to make with everyone is all of us, every single person on the planet has got a conscience, right? We all know if we go to work and we've not really done what we should. We're not really working as hard as we should. There's things we could do, but we can't really be bothered. We just sort of see the day out or whatever. And if you're like that, then you know that's not right. Your instinct and your conscience tells you that doesn't feel right. It's wrong. So, for me, these football players, these Chelsea players that are in this squad, there's got to be times when they walk off that pitch and they know they've not given enough because their conscience tells them that. And we've had it for so long, the same mentality. And for these players to sit there and go, that's all right. That's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And it shouldn't be accepted at any level whatsoever. So, as you said, guys, earlier, pride in the shirt. Go out and give a performance. You're a paid professional. You're professional. What you do for a living is playing football. What each and every one of us do for a living, we earn a salary for it. Or if you've done that and you're now retired or whatever, but you did it in early life. You worked because you were paid to do a job. Right now, these people are stealing a living because they're not performing. Now, I can take it if an individual is playing brilliantly well and the other players let us down. Because every single Chelsea fan will recognise that person's given everything. And they won't go in on him because they know they've given everything they can. And the problem we've had for too long is we've got a squad of players who, apart from, I think, Thiago Silva for me, over the past couple of seasons, has given everything. for me. I think he's. If it weren't for him, it'll be 10 times worse because of the way that he carries himself, his positional sense that he gets, the amount of times he steps in and makes important interceptions, and I honestly believe that these players, they what we said, give them half pay, give them performance rated pay. Are you average? There's your basic average. If you're below average, you get half your money that week, and the rest, and what you miss out on goes to charity. Anyway, what I want to see from this second half, after all my ranting, apologies, I don't normally rant. I've always been a positive channel, always, always, always. But this has really got me this season. It's got plenty of you as well. Hold on, need refreshment. So, what I want to see second half. The only thing I don't want to see is Sia Bilella. Do me a favour. In the comments section, I don't want to see individual players being called out and being told to leave the football club. So Sia Bilella, come on, I appreciate all this sort of stuff, but none of that nonsense. Come on. Let's try and avoid all that. What I want to see in this second half is a Chelsea team go after Man City. Go after them. Just disregard all this respect you've got for them. There's a football match to be won against 11 players that are standing opposite you on a football pitch. Doesn't matter who they are. Get out there, represent this, and give everything. Because if you give everything, you might find you might have a little bit of luck along the way. And you might be able to get an equaliser and force Man City into being defensive and maybe get a second and then force Guardiola to bring some players on. So all I want to see is Chelsea deliver a performance this second half where when they walk off, we can go, okay, we accept it. If we lose the game, so just get out there with the mentality that the incoming manager is watching you and he's judging every single one of you on whether or not you're going to make his squad at Chelsea next season. And if you want to play for Chelsea, get out there and give a performance. And Mr. Lampard, make your changes. Make your changes and bring on those two wingers and go after Man City. Anyway, so Brighton are beating Southampton today, 3-1. West Ham beat Leeds. Leeds are in dire trouble. But Brighton have basically guaranteed themselves a European place next season. I think in either Europa or the Europa Conference League. So Brighton are amazing. Somebody said in the chat earlier, Chelsea are the best thing that happened to Brighton this season. Anyway. So, yes. Oh, Brighton play Man City on Wednesday. That'll be a good game. Newcastle, Leicester tomorrow. Leicester in dire straits as well. And then I'm back here on Thursday night. We're back here Thursday night. Man United versus Chelsea. From Old Trafford. Old Teeth Fernandez and his mob against us lot. God forbid. Anyway, let's hope that we can deliver something in this second half. What's going on here? We're looking at some halftime entertainment going on. God knows what happened. I don't know. Roy Keane's laughing. So something was funny because Roy Keane's laughing. Anyway, come on, Chelsea. Make changes second half, please. Make changes. Just go for broke. Go after them. Just say to the players, just go and play your natural game. Don't think about it too much. Just go and play your game. Just play your position. Get out there. Go after them. The only problem is if we do make the changes and bring the wingers on, then either Havertz or Sterling's got to come off. So, right, come on, second half. Right, players are out. Is there changes? Aspie's having a chat with Chalobah about something. Sterling and Loftus-Cheek are chatting about something else. Jesus Christ. I dug up old Jamie Redknapp, bless him. Looks more and more like his dad. If it weren't for the beard, stubble. Anyway, Man City coming out, second half. Chelsea, I think, are already out. I'm not sure there's any changes. After all that, I don't think there's any changes at all. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. No changes whatsoever. Second half. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, about to get underway, second half. God help us, people. So Chelsea going to kick off, kicking towards our away fans, left to right. Come on, give us a performance. We go backwards to go forward. Long ball forward, and Kai Havertz has won the first header against Gomez. Looking for Gallagher, who's running through to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper comes out and clears it to Laporte. He plays it wide left to Gomez. Ball inside to Foden, shut down by two Chelsea players, and they get the ball away, but the referee's given a free kick against, it was actually Alvarez. Fofana took Alvarez out. No booking. Free kick to Man City. Halfway inside our own half. Taken quickly backwards by Gomez. Bernardo Silva and Rodri are warming up. Anyway. Laporte collects it. Halfway inside his own half. Plays it inside to Phillips. Shut down by Loftus-Cheek. Goes back to Ortega. Ortega collects it. In the D outside of his penalty box. Launches it forward. But straight to Thiago Silva, who sort of makes a connection with it and finds Loftus-Cheek. Comes out to this right-hand side, Loftus-Cheek, holding the ball up and driving forward now. Now he plays it wide right. And gives the ball away. Aspi can't win it, unfortunately. Aspi went forward and he tried to knock it in between players and unfortunately it just went away from him. Man City throw him. On the left-hand side, Gomez to take it. He does. He plays it up the line. Fofana up against Alvarez, heads the ball away. Throwing to Man City right in front of Frank Lampard. Guardiola is still up, talking and demanding from his players. Gomez to take the throw in. Forward to Alvarez. Lays it off to Foden. Just launches it forward. Chalobah, left foot. Lewis Hall plays it high. Sterling's up against Kyle Walker and does well. Then, but to be fair, Calvin Phillips comes across and just wins it off of Sterling. And it goes back to Akanji. Chelsea pushed up but not pressing again. Play it back to Laporte. Striding forward. Left-hand side of the centre circle. Well done. Forced him into an error. Kai Havertz come across and rushed him. And he played it wide left. And it's gone out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. So, throw-in right in front of Guardiola's bench. Aspi takes it a bit further backwards and goes back to Fofana. Itch. Back to Kepa. Puts his foot on the ball. Stops it. Right inside of the penalty spot. Goes back to Fofana. Inside to Enzo. Plays it around the corner to Aspi. He plays the ball up the line. Straight out of play to a Man City throw. A Man City throwing halfway inside of our own half. That's just basic. That's awful. Basic. Anyway, Gomez with a throw-in. Gets it back from Alvarez. Ball up the line to Palmer. Plays it inside to Alvarez. Good challenge from Thiago Silva. But then we lose possession. Enzo loses it. He's fouled. Referee says play on. It comes out to Loftus-Cheek. Goes around one challenge. He's away Loftus-Cheek. Over halfway. Holding the ball up. Does a nutmeg on Calvin Phillips brilliantly well. Finds Gallagher. Gallagher wide right. But the ball goes behind Havertz. He has to turn back on himself. Back inside to Gallagher and Havertz. Edge of the penalty box. Gallagher gets in the right mess. Nowhere to go. Loses possession. Good movement from us to that point. Anyway, Man City go back. Loftus-Cheek, brilliant. Nutmeg, Calvin Phillips put his arse. Anyway, Laporte plays it forward. The Foden holds the ball up, gives it to Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips back to Laporte. And he just lays it off back to the goalkeeper, Ortega. Wide right now is Carl Walker. Shut down by Sterling. Back to Akanji. Inside his own penalty box. Goes square to Laporte. Left-hand side. Laporte. 10 yards outside his own penalty box. Plays the ball square into Phillips, who's made himself available. And he lays it off to Carl Walker. Walker up the line, right-hand side to Mahrez. Plays the ball inside to Foden. Back to Mahrez. Back to Walker because Lewis hauls up his arse. Akanji now. Halfway inside his own half. Ball forward to Rico Lewis. Takes one touch and lays it off. Gomez, touch inside to Lewis. Lewis plays it wide left in the channel to Alvarez, who's made the run. Lays it off to Lewis. Lewis lays it off one more. Edge of the penalty box is Foden. Shot blocked. Collects a loose ball. Back out to Palmer, left-hand side against Aspi. Aspi just stands up and makes him go backwards. Well done, Aspi. He turns Aspi, tries to. Aspi just holds him up again. Does well with it. Aspi forces Palmer back. Halfway inside of our half is Calvin Phillips. Ball goes forward and Chelsea win it back. Enzo does well. Sterling driving forward halfway line. Got Lewis Hall to his left. He's got Gallagher to his right. Havertz through the middle. He lays it off to Hall. Poor pass. Hall takes a touch. Shoots right-footed. Goalkeeper saves down to his left-hand side. Good. Unlucky, but good. Chelsea win back position and just go. Break with 4 players. Hall, he shoots just outside the D. Goalkeeper makes a save to his left-hand side. Man City come forward and then go square to Laporte, halfway inside of our half. And he's driving forward now over halfway. Able to do so. Gallagher goes to meet him, so he lays it off to Palmer. Aspie's after him and forces him backwards. And he does find that pass back to Gomez. He goes the ball inside to Calvin Phillips. Foden, top of the centre circle, collects it away from Loftus-Cheek. Ball out to left-hand side to Alvarez. Penalty box falls over. Fofana, he's actually hurt himself, Alvarez. Fofana comes away with it. Gallagher plays the ball forward to Havertz. Turns away from the challenge of Laporte. Does really well, Havertz. Just lays it off to Sterling, halfway line. Sterling driving forward. Holds the ball up, but then fouled twice by Mahrez. Referee finally gives a free kick. Free kick to Chelsea. Alvarez fell over. Look, he turned his ankle. He got the corner of our penalty box, went 5 yards forward and slipped as he went to bring it back on his left foot. Anyway, Chelsea free kick. Enzo's over it. Man City holding a defensive line that's a couple of yards forward from their 18-yard box. Chelsea with everyone pushed up. Havertz, Sterling, Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva's placed himself 5 yards beyond their defensive line. Now he steps up. Cross comes in towards the back post. Chalobah heads it straight down to the goalkeeper. Just head it down square. You've got 2 players running in on it. But he heads it straight to the goalkeeper. Big chance again. Anyway, City come forward. Rico Lewis, sorry. He's allowed to come up to the halfway line or the bottom of the centre circle before Chelsea engage. Walker, wide right now to Mahrez. Comes inside to Calvin Phillips. Foden, inside the centre circle, wide left to Palmer. Force battles by Aspi. Laporte, pressed by Gallagher, back to the goalkeeper. Akanji, right inside the centre, collects it. Halfway inside his own half. Havertz stands there, says play around me. So he goes wide right. Ball inside to Lewis. They've played a 1-2 and they're away. Foden driving forward, dead centre. Plays a loose ball and Aspi collects it. Finds Enzo, flicks the ball around the corner to Gallagher. Foden comes to meet him. Gallagher goes down under Foden's challenge. Referee's going to give a free kick to Chelsea. He does. Foden can't believe it. It was a free kick. We take it quickly. Enzo spins away from Foden. Brilliantly well, Enzo. Fantastic. Wide left to Havertz. Slows the game down. Back to Aspi. Centre circle, Thiago Silva plays the ball 10 yards forward. Loftus-Cheek collects it. Left-hand side to Chalobah. Out to Sterling. Halfway inside their half. Holding it up. Back to Chalobah. Back to Silva. Man City walking out. And Chelsea allowing him to. Left-hand side, Hall. Back to Chalobah. Silva. Enzo, centre circle, plays the ball wide right. Aspie brings it down. Under pressure goes back to Fofana. Fofana to Thiago Silva. Ball inside to Gallagher. Aspie doing well to hold the ball up under pressure, but to Fofana, who's now being pressed by Alvarez, does well to beat him to the ball and goes back to Kepa. Kepa to Fofana, pressed by Palmer, so back to Kepa, penalty spot. Puts his foot on the ball and slows it right down. Just by walking out, Man City, they push us back and back and back. We play it left-hand side to Hall, just plays the ball aimlessly up the line to nobody. Akanji collects it to Mahrez, who's got Hall up his arse. Mahrez goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Just outside the corner of his penalty box with the ball at his feet. Goes square to Laporte. Chelsea got to change it. Bring the wingers on. Do something. Anyway, Laporte back to Ortega, the goalkeeper. Left-hand side of the penalty spot. 1 touch. 2 touch. Just stand there. Just moving the ball gradually. Chelsea not really pressing. Now, as the ball goes forward, we press. And we've won it back. High. Well done, Loftus-Cheek to win it. Havertz lays it off to Sterling. Tries to find the ball forward to nobody. And Man City get the ball away. And Walker's driving forward. Kyle Walker over halfway. Right-hand side. He's got Mahrez outside of him. Ball inside to Lewis. Tries to play it to Mahrez, but Chelsea did well to push up. Mahrez will be offside. Had to leave it. Lewis Hall collects it. And then just launches it away up the line. The ball's still in play. Didn't go out of play, did it? Anyway, like John Stones is coming on for Man City. Anyway, Kanji's got the ball. Halfway inside his own half. Foden's dropped deep to get hold of the ball and plays it wide right. To Walker. Ball over the top, looking for Mahrez's run, but Mahrez stopped his run. Ball's going to collect it, nice and simple, back to Kepa. Kepa takes 1 touch, 2 touch, and plays it wide right to Aspie. Chests it down over the top of the defender, Gomez, but then Gallagher's shut down. And then Aspie catches Cole Palmer. Ball goes out. Well, referee gives a free kick. Man City free kick. Halfway inside of our half. And Kanji's off for John Stones. Come on, Frank. Make a change. Do something. Yeah, Kanji's off. John Stones is on. Like for like replacement. Anyway, Man City free kick. Halfway inside of our half. About 5 yards inside the byline, left-hand side. Mahrez is over it. Along with Alvarez. Stones and Laporte push forward. Mahrez left foot. Oh my God, they've hit the post. You see what's going to happen? Left foot, honestly. They put a ball in, and Man City, you can see the Man City runners were much keener than us, and they've headed it down. It's hit the post. The far post. And Chelsea doing well defensively to try and get the ball away, and we've done it well. Anyway, it's come to Sterling, just inside the halfway line, right-hand side. He turns back on the left-hand side. He's got Enzo to his right. He plays the ball wide left to Hall. Hall, left-hand side of the penalty box, edge of it, shoots low down. Goalkeeper palms it out. He deflects off a Chelsea player who's running forward and falls to Man City. And they clear the ball up over halfway. And Chalobah's got to drop deep to come and collect it. And he does. Chalobah collects it. But a cross in from Mahrez, headed about 12 yards from goal, right-hand side, beat Kepa, but hit the far post and bounced away. Anyway, Chelsea trying to play from the back. We've done it. Loftus-Cheek's got some space. He's turned. He's driving forward, heads to the penalty box. Got Sterling to running on the outside in the channel, but Sterling falls over under pressure from Laporte. And Laporte just literally jogs away with the ball at his feet. Sterling's on his arse. Then Laporte gives a poor pass, and Gallagher tries to win it off of Calvin Phillips, but he can't. Phillips then comes over to his left-hand side, lays it off to Palmer, 10 yards his own half, and he spins Aspie, and he's away up the line. Aspie's working hard to try and get back in, and to be fair, he's done so, then Palmer falls over. Brilliant. So Aspie says, thank you very much. Gives it to Enzo. Conor Gallagher, halfway line. One more forward to Havertz. Just holds it up. Lays it off to Aspi. Back to Fofana. Square to Thiago Silva. And then to Sterling, who drops just inside their half. And he's driving forward, Sterling. Lays off the left-hand side to Lewis Hall. Cross comes in. Havertz stayed far post. The cross came in low. Goalkeeper fell on it. Haaland's warming up now as well. We need the wingers on, big time. Got to go for the game. All Man City subs are warming up. Anyway, back to the coverage. Man City with the ball. Right-hand side. Halfway inside their own half. In no rush. Chelsea in no rush to press them either, which just frustrates the life out of me for what I was saying at half-time. John Stones now. Halfway inside his own half. Dead centre with the ball. Plays the ball round the corner to Mahrez, who stepped inside to win the ball. Mahrez plays it one more. Oh, it's actually Foden, sorry. Palmer drives against Aspi. Inside the penalty box. Tries to play a sidewall pass. Blocked away by Fofana. Picks up the loose ball. Finds Gomez. Calvin Phillips. Laporte. Finds Stones. Gomez. 1-2 with Foden. And Chelsea do well to Loftus-Cheek to see it and force them backwards. Laporte, 5 yards inside his own half. Left-hand side position, left back position. Then he comes forward. Gallagher works hard to shut him down. Finds Palmer. Forced backwards to Gomez, who plays a ball round the corner to John Stones. Bottom of the centre circle, Stones collects it. Chelsea backed off. No one pressing at all. Allowed to play a little 10-yard ball forward and a little ball inside. Round the corner, top of the centre circle. Foden collects it. Chelsea back defensively. Not pressing, but saying playing around us. They work it out to the right-hand side to Mahrez. Up against Hall. Goes back inside. Phillips. Palmer. Back to Laporte. Halfway inside of our half. Foden. Allowed to collect it and turn and then go just sideways. Back out to Walker. 30 yards from goal. On the byline. Right hand side. He goes back. Forced back inside to Calvin Phillips. Back out to Walker. Back to Phillips. Halfway line. Chelsea walking out. Forcing them sort of backwards. And they eventually go back to John Stones. Bottom of the centre circle. And it's Enzo leading the charge. And Gallagher, well done Gallagher. He's pressed Laporte. It's gone back to the goalkeeper, who plays it between Chelsea players to the feet of Phil Foden or Gomez. Is it Gomez? Gomez it was. And it comes to Alvarez. Alvarez, left-hand side. Halfway inside of our half. Loses possession to Conor Gallagher. Well done. Havertz collects it. Lays it off to Loftus-Cheek. First time ball to Sterling. Tries to turn Walker and he's done him. Sterling's away, left-hand side. Holds it up now. Comes back to... And he's shooting from distance, Sterling, but it's easy for the goalkeeper. Too easy for the keeper. Done well, Sterling. It's Calvin Phillips with the header. It's the post. Good header as well. Pepper was beaten. It's the post and bounces away. And then Lewis Hall shot, saved down the left-hand side by the goalkeeper. He's been a bright spark today, Hall. Anyway, back to the coverage of the game. The Man City keeper's got it at his feet. Outside his penalty box, right-hand side. Gives it John Stones, who's allowed to stroll forward 10 yards and play the ball inside. Gomez to Laporte, has been pressed by Gallagher. Well done, Gallagher. John Stones now. Comes outside the D, outside his own box. Again, 15 yards forward, no challenge. Lays it off to Rico Lewis. Finds Carl Walker. Just stops. Looks up. No Chelsea. Chelsea player in front of him. 5 yards in front of him. Not pressing him. Back to Stones. And Havertz walks up to him. It's stupid. It's so frustrating. You're playing for your futures at the football club. Get your asses in gear. Do something. The goalkeeper's got the ball outside his own penalty box, stand there, and Chelsea players then decide to go and chase after it. The only person really pressing is Gallagher at the minute. And we forced Man City into playing the ball long now. Because that was Gallagher shutting down the ball to come out left-hand side to Laporte, and he's overplayed it. Honestly, you're playing for your futures. Anyway, Chelsea play the ball over the top. It's gone to Raheem Sterling. Tries to turn inside. He's done it. Kyle Walker. And the ball's cleared off the line by the defender. I don't know what happened leading up to it because I was too busy looking at Man City subs warming up because that's the Sky coverage for you. I went through to Sterling. What happened here? Ball's played forward. So is it Gallagher? And he plays the ball forward to Sterling's run. And Sterling's in. Kyle Walker gets back, but he turns back inside him. And then back on the outside. He turns on the right hand side, back to his left, then back out right. And the goalkeeper gets something underneath it. And John Stones clears it off the line. Just clears it off the line. And John Stones apologises to Sterling. And gives him a hug. And they're both laughing together. But honestly. Anyway, coverage now comes back to Man City's possession. Laporte is inside of our half, halfway. Ball inside to Foden. Looking for Alvarez, but Chelsea do well with Silva to shut it down. Half clear it. Man City pick up the loose ball. Calvin Phillips. Back to Laporte. Stones. Centre circle to Lewis. Little 1-2. And then Gallagher's fouled Calvin Phillips. Oh no, it's actually Gomez who's come inside the left back. Gallagher's getting booked for it as well. We caught him. Caught him late, Gallagher. Was it Enzo or was it Gallagher? Yeah, Gallagher. Well, Enzo's got booked. For some reason. Enzo got booked for mouthing off the referee, I think. And he's still doing it. He's doing this. So the camera can't see what he's saying, but he's having a referee or something. Anyway, Man City free kick. Taken out to Palmer, left-hand side. He goes back to Gomez, who finds Calvin Phillips, top of the centre circle. Boy over the top, looking for Mahrez, who's got him behind. He's brought the ball down perfectly with his left foot, but he's offside. Great first touch from him. Oh, God. Anyway, Chelsea now making changes. And what we wanted is happening. Mudryk and Madueke are coming on. M&M's are on. Who's going off? Will it be Havertz? Will it be Sterling? But good to see these two boys be given a chance to run at Man City's defence. Mudryk and Madueke are coming on. Not quite yet. Anyway, Chelsea possession. Silva finds Hall. Ball inside to Sterling. Forced backwards to Chalobah. He has to go back to Silva. Plays it along the 6-yard box to Kepa, who's moved out to the right-hand side of it. Plays it to Chalobah. Fofana, sorry. I think it was Gomez, missed his header, but Calvin Phillips gets there just in front of Havertz. Back to the goalkeeper. Laporte plays it square to Kyle Walker. Halfway inside his own half. Halfway through the second half, and we're now making changes. Why is it we all can see it, but nobody else on the Chelsea bench can? Anyway. Palmer. Back to Laporte. Back to the goalkeeper. John Stones. Able to stroll out from the edge of his penalty box. 10 yards and then look at a pass and play a long ball over the top. Fofana covers off Alvarez's run, but he can't get the ball away. But the referee's actually given a free kick against Alvarez for a push on Fofana. And I don't think there was much in it, to be fair. Anyway. Wasn't really a lot, but he put his arm up on his shoulder, which is why the referee gave it. Fofana went down. Alvarez actually won the ball, played it square to Mahrez, who put the ball in the back of the net, but it's been disallowed for the push on Fofana. Right, first change is Conor Gallagher's off, and Sterling's coming off as well. Gallagher's not happy. Yeah, so Mudryk and Madueke are on. So, Havertz through the middle. These two trying to support him. Ball over the top, in behind to Mudryk all day long. He's up, mind you, saying that, his pace is up against Kyle Walker. Anyway, Chelsea possession from the goal kick. half cleared. It comes to Madueke, edge of the penalty box. He's driving forward, plays it square to Havertz. Havertz tries a deep top corner, but the goalkeeper's read it and just collects it. Nice and simple. But Havertz got himself in a good position. It was good from Chelsea's goal kick. Launched forward. Man City half cleared it. We picked it up forward, out to Madueke, who drove to the edge of the penalty box, then played it inside to Havertz, opened his body up, little dink ball to the far corner. Keeper read it all day long. Keeper's still got the ball, by the way. Now he plays it left-hand side to Laporte, who launched it to halfway. Chelsea win the header, and we find Enzo. Enzo finds Loftus-Cheek, but his run is blocked off by Laporte. Man City win the ball back with Calvin Phillips, and he finds John Stones. Wide right of him is Kyle Walker. Walker to Mahrez. Mahrez back to Walker. There's about 10 yards on the right-hand side in sunlight. The rest of the pitch is in shadow, but the far right-hand side, 10 yards of it is in bright sunshine. As you see the players pick the ball up, they're sort of squinting, looking to play their passes. Anyway, Chelsea done well to force Man City back to the edge of their penalty box with John Stones. He plays it forward to Foden, who's dropped off. Back to Stones. Turns away from Kai Havertz, who's just jogging, really. And then wide right to Kyle Walker. Walker up the line to Mahrez. Back to Walker. Deep inside his own half, he goes back to the goalkeeper, who's moved out to the right-hand side of his penalty box to make himself available. He now plays it to John Stones, left-hand side of centre. Stones, back to the goalkeeper, who's on his penalty spot. Takes it, just walks out of his penalty spot, out of his penalty box with the ball at his feet. Chelsea not pressing. Now Havertz goes to jog towards him, and now he launches it forward. They've got two men on the right-hand side. One of them is Mahrez, driving forward. He's beaten Lewis Hall. Mahrez plays it square. Alvarez taps the ball home, unmarked. Simple as you like. Absolute comical defending from Chelsea. And Man City are 2-0 up. And Alvarez has got his second of the game. And now with that, Erling Haaland's coming on. Ball literally, is VAR looking at this? They're looking at it. Are they or not? So the ball's over the top. Lewis Hall up against Mahrez. Hall falls over. So Mahrez collects the ball, goes inside the penalty box right hand side, and just crosses it to what's his face? Was it a handball? Ah, it's been disallowed. Disallowed for handball. Mahrez handballs it as the ball comes down. Or is he offside when the ball was played? It might be that he's offside when the ball was played. Referee's got to have a look at the screen. VAR corrections come up on my screen, and it is disallowed. Yeah, he's handballed it. Blatant handball. The referee took one look at it and went, that's it. Disallowed. He did this as he's running forward, Mahrez, and Hall falls over. He actually running. He no need to do it, but he leaned forward. Just didn't got to do it. Anyway, goal disallowed. So with that, Man City going to bring on Erling Haaland for Riyad Mahrez. Punishment. So Mahrez is off, and of course Mahrez is in the furthest part of the pitch. So officially he should walk off where he is, but he's coming over, all the way over this hand side. So Haaland's coming on. Will he score against us? For God's sake. He's just a machine, isn't he? Absolute machine. Right, anyway. Let's get back to the game. Anyway, Chelsea possession. Silva turns away from Haaland, finds a good ball, finds Enzo. Plays it wide left to Mudryk. Is it Mudryk? We lost possession of the ball. Man City coming forward, left-hand side. Little ball inside to Haaland's run. Plays the ball across the face of the goal. Ball goes wide. Who lost possession on there on the left-hand side? Not sure it was. But I'm not sure it was Mudryk or what. It was Lewis Hall who lost possession. City come up to the edge of our penalty box, little ball in between defenders to Haaland's run across. And he's wide left and he drags it. He's outside the edge of the 6-yard box, left hand side. Left footed, drags it. And Rico Lewis is trying to get onto it and he can't. Chelsea do well to play out from the goal kickers. Man City go and gamble to press on all of us. Right hand side, Madueke comes inside, driving forward and finds Mudryk. Mudryk's run. Mudryk tries to get across. A shot away, but John Stones, good link up between Mudryk and Madueke and Mudryk. My God, try saying that after a few sherbets. Put my teeth in with those two. Anyway, good run. Madueke on the right hand side drove forward inside, and Mudryk trying to cross him. He gave the ball into him, right hand side of the penalty box. Shot was blocked by Stones, deflected up in the air to the goalkeeper. And Chelsea doing well here. Man City goalkeepers put it straight out of play. Chelsea with the ball. 5 yards inside our own half. Enzo, forced backwards though, to Fofana. Fofana back to Kepa. Edge of his own penalty box. To Fofana. Fofana back to Kepa. And again back to Fofana. Man City sort of backed off, not pressing now. Now Fofana launches it up the line. Looking for Havertz. Trying to use his body. And he's done well, but the keeper's come out and covered him off. And it's gone out of play. Is Havertz? They're giving a free kick against Havertz for that. They have. Up against Laporte. He just used his body. Laporte fell over. Now De Bruyne and Rodri are coming on for Man City. Anyway, Man City with the ball. John Stones, right inside the centre, halfway inside his own half. Plays it out to Kyle Walker. Walker, back to Stones. Chelsea pressing. Play it out to the goalkeeper. Back to Gomez. Back to Laporte. And then to Stones. Right inside the centre. Plays it up the line to Kyle Walker. Over halfway, driving forward with pace. Mudryk trying to get back in. And alongside Lewis Hall, does well to hold him up. City with the ball. They play it square. Phillips, halfway inside of our half now. Gomez finds, I think is it Foden? Might even be Mahrez. Wide left Foden now. It was Alvarez, sorry. Foden. 10 yards from the box. Chelsea do well defensively, forcing Man City wide. Foden a little give and go, but then give the ball away. But Chelsea clear it, give it straight back to Man City. Alvarez shoots from distance, straight down the throat of Kepa, who nearly fumbled it, and Haaland was there. Easy for Kepa. Anyway, Chelsea, I'm just looking at Alvarez's back of his shirt for some reason. Now I'm looking at Guardiola talking to De Bruyne, and the game's still going on. What are Sky doing? Anyway, it's up to halfway here with Loftus-Cheek. It's been taken out by Calvin Phillips. And it's a free kick to Chelsea. No booking. So the changes are De Bruyne's coming on for... Who's he coming on for? Sure he's coming on for. And Laporte's going off. So Gomez is going off for De Bruyne. The left back's going off for Kevin De Bruyne. And then Laporte's going off for Rodri. So Kyle Walker's now playing. What are they playing? Man City. So Kyle Walker's playing. The Rodri's playing as a centre back. Anyway, Chelsea possession, wide right. Aspi collects it. Madueke goes up the line. Finds him. Byline. Madueke holds the ball up. Back to Aspi. Inside to Loftus-Cheek. Corner penalty box. Plays it to Aspi. Got running behind. Cross comes in towards the 6-yard box. Held away by Man City. By Rodri, I think it was. Man City clear the ball away and Fofana up against Haaland. Haaland lays it off and spins off and gets a return pass. Great tackle, Thiago Silva on Haaland. Wins it back. Madueke trying to find Havertz's run, but the keeper's live to it. Keeper comes out as the ball's played between defenders inside the penalty box. Left-hand side of it to the goalkeeper. He comes out and beats Havertz to the ball. Anyway, Man City with Calvin Phillips. Haaland drops off. Fofana's after him. Lays the ball off back to Phillips. Rico Lewis finds Foden this left-hand side. He goes back to Rodri. Rodri plays it square to John Stones. Stones now into the feet of De Bruyne. Back to Stones. Rodri just outside his own penalty box. Chelsea sitting 10 yards off him. Rodri to John Stones. Striding forward. Inside their own half at the minute, City. Wide right now. Walker. Back to Rodri. Halfway inside his own half. Chelsea backed off. Ball over the top looking for a run. He's given the ball away. Thiago Silva's covered off Haaland's run. Back to Kepa. Plays it into the feet of Fofana, who's being pressed and shut down by De Bruyne. Back to Kepa, who launches it forward. Not very far. Man City win it back, but Chalobah's covered a run off against Palmer. Does well to find Enzo. Enzo plays it forward to Loftus-Cheek. Takes a great first touch and second and driving over halfway Loftus-Cheek. He's got Madueke on the right and he finds him. Madueke drives towards the byline. Cross comes in towards the far post. Nobody there. It beat Kai Havertz's run. Lewis Hall's trying to make something of it. And well done. He's forced the Man City defender to making a challenge. Brilliant from Madueke. Puts the cross in. So Lewis Hall's coming off. Koulibaly's coming on. And Chukwuemeka's coming on. So Hall's gone off. Koulibaly's on for Hall. And Loftus-Cheek's going off for Chukwuemeka. Loftus-Cheek's been brilliant, I have to say, this second half. His transition from just collecting the ball in a deeper area and just spinning away from people and driving is good. If Loftus-Cheek leaves his football club, I think it's a big mistake. Anyway, Chelsea throw-in's gone back to Koulibaly. Koulibaly finds Fofana. Fofana finds Chukwuemeka. First touch. Koulibaly, ball inside. Mudryk lays it off. Does well. Koulibaly plays it wide right. Aspi collects it halfway. All up the line, looking for a run of Havertz, who's far too far in front of him. And the goalkeeper lets it go to his byline to collect it. Havertz sort of gestures, my God, like, give me a kick or something. Anyway. I'm looking at Paul Dickoff in the stands on Sky's coverage. Who gives a toss about Paul Dickoff, for God's sake? Anyway, possession comes back to Azpilicueta, who's won it on the halfway line. Finds Havertz. Enzo, there's the run. Madueke. Oh, man. The ball from Fernandes to Madueke was 20 yards in front of him. Again, far too far. The final ball's got to be better. You've got to find Madueke's feet. You can't, honestly. It's gone straight through for a Man City goal kick. Anyway, the goalkeeper was taking it short to his right-hand side to John Stones. Steps away from his 6-yard box and plays it left-hand side to Rodri. Rodri into the feet of Rico Lewis, who can turn. Chelsea get a challenge in and force him backwards to Rodri. Rodri, left-hand side now. They play it back to John Stones. Chelsea pressing back to Stones, but we're backing off. And Stones can walk up literally to the bottom of the centre circle. Now over halfway, Stones, before he's engaged. De Bruyne, under pressure, just goes back to the right-hand side to Walker. All over the top, looking for the run of Haaland. Tries to hold up Koulibaly. Koulibaly gets the ball away. Koulibaly's suddenly got nudged in the back from Haaland. It's gone out of play for a Man City corner. So, Man City corner. Chelsea with their zonal marking. The 4 players marking the 6-yard box. Man City fans all doing the Poznan. Corner taken short. Played towards the back post. Madueke heads it away. Away by Chukwuemeka. Heads it back inside. And Havertz does well to bring it down. And then Enzo's after De Bruyne. And De Bruyne beats him to it and goes back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper plays it to the feet of Carl Walker. Halfway inside his own half. Dead centre. Gives it to Rico Lewis. Lewis collects it. Chelsea just stand there, just plays around us. Right inside now, De Bruyne. Plays the ball inside. Foden, I think it is. Lays it off. Is it Palmer who goes back to Walker? Walker gets it back from De Bruyne. De Bruyne halfway line. Chelsea just walking. Walker again. Wide right. Chalobah goes for the challenge and can't win it. Now I think it's Rico Lewis, is it? On the right hand side. Gets a throw-in off for Koulibaly. It was actually Alvarez. Can't really see because the sky coverage is bad. So Christian Pulisic's coming on. He's coming on for Kai Havertz. Pulisic, that's the final change. So Pulisic go on for the middle, I'll imagine. Anyway, Man City possession still inside of our half. When another throw in. About 25 yards from goal, our left-hand side, their right wing. City take the throw in short, little 10-yard, 15-yard passes, go back to Walker, goes back to John Stones' halfway line. Ball playing to feet of Mahrez, flicks it outside to De Bruyne. Mahrez goes again. De Bruyne on the overlap. Well done, Chalobah. Koulibaly does really well. It's a Man City corner. Koulibaly on the slide. Him and De Bruyne. Koulibaly's claiming a goal kick. Referee's giving a corner Man City. De Bruyne. That corner bathed in sunshine still. Literally one strip on the pitch is in sunshine. So as Piliqueta and Haaland having words with each other. Aspie's just doing that thing on his arm on him and Haaland don't like it. Haaland's mouthing to him to F off. Referee's all over it. City take the corner short. Played outside of the right foot by De Bruyne. Haaland heads it back inside. Chelsea head it back away. Out to the edge of the box. Cross comes back in again. Chelsea half clear it. Stones allowed to bring it down. Shot comes off, deflected. Comes out to Alvarez. Volleys the ball over. About 10 yards over the bar. Right, Aspie and Haaland having words. Chelsea sort of just going to front the ball up. But honestly, the shambles. Anyway, we take the goal kick short again to Silva. Played it to the feet of Madueke. He's been shut down straight away by Rodri. And City wing back possession inside of our half. Calvin Phillips. Back to Walker. Back to John Stones. Who's just inside his own half. Left-hand side of the centre to Rodri. Under pressure from Chelsea. Go back to the goalkeeper. This is hard watch, I have to say. It is hard watch. Anyway. Stones. Frightened up by Pulisic. Pulisic potentially won't touch the ball in this game. Anyway, the goalkeeper plays it. And Silva's done well to win it in front of Haaland. And then Chelsea give it to Koulibaly. And Koulibaly gives it away to Man City. City win possession. Foden with Aspie up his arse. Foden falls over. Aspie's claiming it was never a foul. Claiming that he's dived. Foden's laughing at Aspie. Referee gives the free kick anyway. Rodri squared to John Stones, halfway inside his own half, and he's literally jogging with the ball at his feet. And he's allowed to go up to halfway line and then plays a little ball inside De Bruyne, lays it off to Rodri. Chelsea pushed up. The defensive line is up. It's pushed right up to Man City trying to play. Looking for over the top. And De Bruyne's got one over the top. Actually, Walker down the right-hand side. Cross comes in towards the back post. But he's actually missed it. It's gone straight out of play for a Chelsea goal kick. Two minutes to go, people. What can we muster in 2 minutes plus injury time? Nothing. So Phil Foden's the man of the match, apparently. He's had 4 shots. He's run 10 kilometres. 14 sprints. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, Chelsea possession. Sort of given away again. But Chalobah's done well against Palmer to win it. Left-hand side. Goes back to Koulibaly. Koulibaly into the feet of Enzo. turns away from a great challenge from Alvarez, who just pulls him back. Referee doesn't even bother to book him. It's a shirt pull. Book him. Anyway, Chelsea take the free kick short, trying to play a ball over the top to Mudryk. I don't think he's even touched the ball yet. Oh, he did once when a deflected shot, but that's it. Anyway, Calvin Phillips, centre circle. Left-hand side of it is Rico Lewis. Back inside to Rodri. John Stones. Man City just holding on to possession, just playing little 10-yard balls. Then forward, then back. Walker. Stones, bottom of the centre circle. Chelsea sort of pushed up but not really pressing. Now we press and we've won it. And well done, we've won it. Chukwuemeka finds Mudryk. Mudryk shoots over the bar, deflected, claiming it's a corner. But he didn't. Lampard's fuming. We won possession of high with Chukwuemeka. Does brilliantly well to win it. Finds Mudryk, left-hand corner of the penalty box. And he just he takes a touch and just skies it over the bar. Should have done better with that, I have to say. Anyway, all the focus now on Sky's coverage is the Man City fans. Different views of different sections of their supporters. And we finally come back to the game. Right, injury time now. How long's left? God forbid. Anyway, Man City with the ball on halfway. Rodri, 3 minutes added time. 3 minutes of this hell to go. Calvin Phillips, under no pressure, plays it to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, wide right. Whoever that is, I can't see because of sunlight. Anyway, back to Walker. Back to John Stones. Pulisic won't touch the ball. He's running from side to side, not even pressing. Rodri flicks the ball outside. So I think it's Alvarez playing on his left-hand side now. Back to the goalkeeper. Launches it high. Chalobah's done well with it to win it. And he does. And he's forced back to Kepa. Under pressure. Kepa gets rid of it up to halfway. Free header for Rodri. Heads it forward. But Chelsea with Fofana wins it. And then Pulisic tries to get involved to win the ball. And they've actually forced a turnover. Madueke tries to go up the line. Up against Alvarez. Plays the ball out of play. Chelsea throwing right on the halfway line. In front of the benches. Taking the short. Pulisic's had a touch. Short to Pulisic. Lays it back. Back inside to Enzo. Centre circle. Little 10-yard ball inside. And Pulisic does well to hold it up. Finds Fofana. Madueke. Back to Enzo. There's a run. And the run is Mudryk. Tries to flick a ball inside to Pulisic, but overplays it. And he goes straight through to the goalkeeper. Good run from left to right. But his contact was too much. Got to do more, Mudryk. Really have. He's playing like a man that's got the price tag in his head rather than he's just playing natural instinct football for me. Anyway, Man City with the ball with John Stones. We've got a minute left. It's got to be over. Hopefully Thursday will be a better game because United got to play for something. And I mean, oh dear, honestly. But Madueke's come on and he's hungry. You can see he's hungry. You can see Chukwuemeka's hungry. Play hungry players that want to impress. Now, I don't know if it's tactics from Frank to sit off, keep it tight and all this sort of stuff and don't keep your shape and don't go out of it. But that first half was woeful. Apart from 2 chances that we had, we should have taken. Anyway, Man City's throwing. And Chelsea won back possession. Chukwuemeka, I should say, done really well with it. He's driving up to the left-hand side of their penalty box, just outside of it, and lays it off. Supported by, I think it's Chalobah up there. Flicks it outside to Pulisic, who's worked his way out there. Square to Enzo. Ball over the top, looking for a run. We've got one. Ball's played square. Oh, my God. Who was that? Azpilicueta, back post. Sliding in with the defender. And Phil Foden just gets in front of him and forces the ball wide in front of Azpi's lunge. Azpi and Haaland 11 words. Phil Foden with a last-ditch challenge. Azpi nearly literally just put the ball in the back post. Chelsea corner. Ball comes in from the right-hand side. Back post. Chelsea free header. Headed over the bar by Chalobah. Free header. corner 6-yard box, just heads it over. Chelsea have had their chances in this game. I have to say, I know it's like been 1-0, and I think the chances that we've had 3 good chances in this game. We didn't take any of them. And that's it. The game's over. Game's finished. Guardiola and Lampard embrace. And it's over. And the Man City fans are invading the pitch. All the Man City players got to rush off the pitch, being surrounded by security guards. The Man City fans are just invading the pitch. Where's the Chelsea players? They've all made it off, I think. But yes, so it was a 1-0 loss. The goal was poor because we gave the ball away. We had 3 good chances to score, didn't take them. And what more do you expect? It's pretty much been the way of our season. So, Chelsea fans, thank you for watching and thank you for sticking with it. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all on Thursday for Man United versus Chelsea. And I hope, I really, really hope that we put in a better performance with players that actually want to go out there and are keen to perform and are hungry. So, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate all of you. And I'll see you all on Thursday. Take care, everyone. See ya.